Well, what is going on? And welcome back to Clayton Schick Outdoors. Of course, I'm Clayton Schick. This is the wonderful outdoors, and we are on a mission for big. That is the whole goal in the next 2.5 days of winter camping right now. Giant pike, giant perch, giant walleye. That is the mission. And yeah, we're gonna get the shelter set up first, get a little bit organized, and then get some pike tip-ups out. It's 11:30 a.m. on day one. So let's get to it. This isn't a new spot for me. I have fished here before, but I've never winter camped here. I do recommend scouting areas before you just blindly set up winter camping, or having maybe some kind of portable shelter to do more of a run and gun if you are on a new area winter camping. Sometimes setting up on a dead area is a really good possibility. Not to say this is gonna be amazing either, right? Like, just because it was good a couple days ago doesn't mean it's going to be good today. The shelter I've been using at winter camp is the Monster Vortex Lodge, the new addition with the full wide door. Like it a lot for winter camping. I use these interlocking foam mats. Probably need some light in here. Get them from, I got these ones from Costco. They're a little bit thicker than some ones I had in the past. It's really important to get your mats down on top of the snow. Don't shovel down, use the snow as insulation. If you shovel everything down, you're going to end up with a pile of water in your tent by the end. Okay, well we're getting our place set up. We're somewhat set up in here. Still got to do a cot and all that. So first things first, I've got 2 holes drilled out here that we're going to run pike tip-ups. While I get everything else organized before I even start fishing in here at all. We're going to fish outside with the pike tip-ups for 2 or 3 hours, get everything set up for my afternoon, evening bite. So first things first, get some tip-ups down. Then get the underwater cameras down. So hopefully I don't catch a fish before I get the underwater camera down, but if it happens, it happens. Got a live well set up, got everything organized. Let's make it happen. Okay, I've got 2 flags set up, both with underwater cameras. One's got a little bit better visibility than the other one right now, but it's still not bad. Still decent. We'll get the rest of our camp organized, and then probably pull the camera with the least visibility and try to fish out of the shack for some perch and walleye as well. We're getting it done. I'm not even sure what time it is. It feels like I've been out here for about 2 hours already, so I'm interested to go see a time check. Well, about an hour has passed since I last left you. It's like 2:30, I think, right now. It was 1:30 when I got all those pike tip-ups, or those 2 pike tip-ups set up. I have now pulled one, since I'm going to fish inside a little bit for some perch. I got some perch on the screen right now, I think. So I'm going to fish for some perch for a little bit, as well as keep an eye on that 1 pike tip-up. Today is probably my coldest day that I have of the next couple days. So I won't focus crazy hard on the pike today. I'll focus them way more tomorrow and the next day, day 2 and day 3, just because it's supposed to be way nicer out. And I'll like hang outside and actually fish 2 tip-ups outside most of the day. Today, we're gonna be in the shack for a little bit here. Yeah, let's make it happen. I plan to like go and very into detail in all of these, or this series, about everything I use for winter camping, what I do to make things more enjoyable, just a bunch of little tips and tricks. You're gonna have to watch all, I don't even know how many it's gonna be, 2, 3, 4 videos, I have no clue, but you'll have to watch them all for all the little tips, tricks, techniques, all those things that I do. I know I did a video recently on a buddy heater versus a sunflower. I want to talk about that a little bit, because some people were upset that it's like I didn't put it like in a real-time situation, but that was, I'll cover it right now. That was more for just showing you like what could be like the worst case scenario. Like right now, yes, I've got a window open. I've got, you know, you're going in and out. You're never going to be trapped in your tent for like 3-4 hours at high heat, except when you go to sleep, which is why it was good to talk about those dangers, right, of the sunflower, that it doesn't shut off if you do have those dangers. And not to say you shouldn't use a sunflower, it's fine. I just want people to be careful. That's all it was. It's like, I heard a lot of, it's funny, you only hear mostly the negative stuff. Obviously there was a lot of good positive comments, but it's like the negative ones were like, oh, this is just common sense. Well, maybe it is to one person, but to somebody that's never done it before, it's not common sense to them, right? It's brand new. Anyways, I do appreciate all the positive feedback on that video. It was good. And I know lots of people were like, well, do a video with all your vents open and all that now, but that was never the point of it. It was to show you that what could be the worst case scenario. Anyways, let's catch some fish, perch, walleye, whatever, right? Like, let's make it happen. This part's creeping over here. This one's acting more like a walleye. Just gonna pound it down low here. Oh, there we go. Got its attention and I was pounding it. It ate it. It's acting like a walleye, but I'm hoping for a jumbo perch, right? My instincts tell me small walleye the way it was acting. But actually it's kind of fighting like a perch, a big perch. Oh, we didn't get a 13 to start with, but we did get like a 12-incher probably. Well, what do we got to start? 12 inch jumbo. Oh, easy. 12-inch jumbo perch to start it off. I'm fishing 15 feet of water. Not worried about barotrauma with the perch. As soon as you start to get a little bit deeper, you got to really pay attention to barotrauma with perch and be careful of the bigger ones. I'm probably going to let most of my perch go. I'm going to cook some fish on the ice the next few days, but it's most likely going to be some walleye. Although maybe we'll do like a perch versus walleye taste testing or something like that. I'm not even, honestly, I even forget at this point what I brought for food, because I kind of packed like 3 days ago and then tried to leave like every morning, but I just wasn't feeling good. And this morning I woke up, I'm like, I'm feeling better. Let's go do this. Well, that's an excellent little start. You can see I still got a pile of stuff behind me. Haven't set up my cot yet, but that's kind of it. Just got to set up my cot, make my bed. Other than that, like I'm pretty dialed in. I've always liked winter camping. I've never enjoyed the sleeping aspect on the ice, but I do like the part that you're like ready to go the next morning, nothing to it, start fishing. I've caught some awesome fish late at night, early morning before you'd ever be on the lake. So that's exciting for me. The biggest thing is like, it's so much work. I'm like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna try to do 2 nights. That's usually like the goal in that time. Cause it's like, you know, I leave at 7 o'clock in the morning while it's already 2:30 before I'm actually fishing right now. Yes, I was set up with pike tip ups at 1:30. It takes a long time before you actually get fishing. If I had to do one day only, well, all of a sudden now it's like one day, right? Tomorrow at this time, you're already thinking about packing up because you got a bunch of stuff to take down. So day 3, I'll pack everything up as I'm running pike tip ups. It's kind of nice to put yourself in a situation where you have a little bit of everything if you can, right? Perch, pike, walleye. Ate it right off the bottom. Right off the bottom, banging that sand. Sure, it's a little perch, my guess. Yeah. Not like little, but just not the size that we're after. That one is like, let's see here. It's an 11-incher right there. So perch 2, 11 inches. The rod I'm using to target these perch is a feather duster from Frostbite. It's a new one this year. It's a 34-inch ultralight. I think it's a really good panfish rod. I got another one coming up here right now. Come on, it's a good nice panfish rod because you can hardly move your jig and you can see that rod tip bounce, and then as soon as a fish grabs it, you just see the slightest little, almost like a noodle rod, right? In that sense, really good. Oh, wow. That one came out aggressive, and that is a nice one. Oh, hardly hooked. We are on them right now. Easy. Biggest of the day, 12.5 it's looking like here. Easy, this one's so lively. We'll get you back. Yeah, 12.5 inches. Got a bunch more down there, so we'll show them off quick, but 12.5 inches right there for perch 3. We're on them. like I said, feather duster for the rod. I've got a little Acme tungsten Google Eye jig here, right here. I'll show it off. But I got a bunch of fish down there, so we'll show it off right away. It's got to get rebaited and back down. I should maybe drop down something with artificial when there's this many down there. I'll show it off after I deal. Ooh, heard my drag slip there. All right, must have moved it. After I catch a couple more of these fish, or they leave, I'll show my bait off. But it's a little Acme tungsten Google Eye jig. I like it. 12.5. We're close to our target. I go by feel, but sometimes I'll watch my rod tip too. Right as you're ticking it. You see that rod tip just bounce a little bit with that jig, and then I'll have some weight on it with the jig. And if they up bite you, all of a sudden there'll be like the tip will just kind of release a little bit, right? So there's two different ways to do it, right? By feel or by watching your rod tip. I do like fishing with feel a lot. Oh, come on. Nice. It feels decent. Oh yeah. It's just okay. Oh, love it. Pretty good when 11 inches are small, right? So far, 11 inches is like the smallest of the day. Easy, buddy. There, so just let him go. You can go down. And there, that's finicky, or that squirrely. It's better off just let him go. Okay, my action slowed down a little bit, so I'll show my jig here real quick. I've got 2 mealworms on it like that. I'll grab it by the shank here to show it off better, but that's a Acme or a Clayton's. I can't remember. But I think it's a Clayton's. It's a Google Eye jig, tungsten. I believe this one is a 5mm. I believe it is. Don't quote me. I'll leave a little note right here or over here somewhere, and then if you want to hook like this, you can find the Acme website, a link below in the description of the video. Anything I use in the next couple of videos will all be linked below. As soon as I dropped down, I had one kind of charge at me there. Oh, it ate it too. It ended up eating it just sitting there. Feels heavy. Feels pretty heavy. Oh, it's a nice one. It's a nice one. Come here. Come here. I'm scared, even though I've got like 8-pound test. No, maybe it's 6 on this one. It's 6. I don't want to break them off, right? By just pulling them. Oof, that's probably my biggest of the day. What do we got? I'd say biggest of the day. Oh, no, I think I had a 12.5. This one's like 12.25. Another gorgeous fish. Oh, I think he just got water on the lens. When they're more separate, they're definitely easier to catch so far. It seems like when there's lots of eyes down there, they haven't been as aggressive. See ya. Oh. This is a perch. It's huge. Come on, I think it's a perch. I got my walleye spoon down there right now because I had a couple nice marks go by, so I thought I might as well put a spoon down there. And now I wish I had my tungsten jig down there. Ooh, there's another mark coming here on the left though. That looks decent. Looks like an eater walleye maybe, or huge perch. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. What are you? Eater walleye? Nice. Don't think this is a perch. If it is, it's a new world record perch. It looks like an eater walleye, except for he's got a bunch of stuff going on with him, and I don't know if I really want to eat him. Yeah, I think we're gonna let you go. This guy's going back because, well, he's got gross all over him. Like, I mean, everywhere. Or else he would have been the perfect eater. Here comes fish. Small. Perch, I'm thinking. Obviously, I'm going to catch some perch with the spoon, too, because the big perch, they don't care. Oh, yeah. And maybe that's the way to go. Maybe that's the way to target the bigger perch. Bigger bait. Oh boy. Bunch of marks down there. We got another 12. Another 12 incher right there. I think this one's full of eggs. Most likely big 12-inch female going back. Going back. I like to let the bigger ones go because they're usually a female, and I want to keep the genetics strong for the lake that I'm on. And yeah, I could keep like 4 10-inch perch, something like that, for a meal later, because I'm gonna have some bacon wrapped fish, but I'd rather clean like 1 walleye than 3 or 4 perch. But yeah, maybe I'll stay with the spoon, target the bigger perch out of the group, right? Because that fish did not like shy away at all. It came in 8. Well, and like I said, I don't really have to go to a smaller bait for the perch. Might as well just stay with the spoon right now, right? In case a walleye comes by too. Not that a walleye won't eat a small little jig, but I just have more confidence in a spoon right now than I do in that tiny, tiny jig for a walleye. So I'm gonna put this bait away and just focus on the spoon for the rest of the day. I think. Who knows? I'm Clayton. I can switch in 5 seconds again. I can never do the same thing, or I can never, I never seem to like stick to a plan in that sense. I always adapt as I go. It's like, there's no use making a plan with me because it'll change 5 minutes later. Heck, 5 seconds later. Look at me look like a slob here. Let's fix this up. Oh, Clayton. No Cindy here to dress you. There. Is that better? That's what happens when Cindy's not here to dress me. Fish down here. Come on. Nice. Oh, yeah, he's still there. Smoke show's a little bit too heavy for the smaller perch. It'll be good for the bigger perch, the giants. Obviously works for any type of perch. Rods are more meant to match your bait, not necessarily the size of the fish that you're using. So I'm using the Smoke Show now on a 3/16 ounce Insanity Pepper dinner bell, both from Frostbite, the rods that I've been using, and of course this bait. But like I was saying, you're more matching your rods to the bait that you're using, not necessarily the size of fish that you're using. Of course, size of fish that you're using, size of bait that you're using, not the size of the fish that you're fishing for. English is hard. So this whole video series is going to include a lot of tips, and I'll kind of work them in as I go. This is my #1 tip. This is the #1 thing that you should take with you if you're going to go winter camping, if you're using any type of heater that's going to give off exhaust into your shelter. Even a diesel heater, you should carry one of these too in case there's a leak in the hose somewhere. But these are a carbon monoxide detector, not carbon dioxide detector. Don't get the whole confused between CO and CO2. These ones actually show the level, parts per million, and I did a video on it recently basically in my driveway about spiking these to get them up to a level with the sunflower heater and even a buddy heater. I got it to spike when I had everything closed. Right now I've got vents open and a window open, that type of thing. Even throughout the night I'll keep some vents open, but these are #1 things to have. I have 2 of them with me just as a fail safe. I keep them right here on the table beside me. I don't put them up against the tent and the wall or whatever. I keep it basically at the same height that I'm going to sleep at, and then I always check it once in a while just to make sure that it's still at 0 and not parts per million. The big buddy heater, I found out, will shut off even at 35 parts per million. So that's a good indication if your heater is shutting off and you can't get it going, that you might not have enough oxygen in your tent or a lack of oxygen in your tent. So, but these are #1 thing right here for winter camping, must-haves. Carbon monoxide detectors. Some of the things I list off in this whole video series are going to be must-haves, and some of them are just going to be things that I have or I use to make my camping experience better, or sometimes even over the top in terms of all the gear that I have. You definitely can do this with minimal gear. I do it with a lot of gear because it's just a little bit more exciting for the whole video filming sense, basically. Oh. There we go. Nice fish. I was just about to get my tip up ready, or sorry, my live minnow ready, and a nice fish just came in. Oh, come on. Stay buttoned. If this is a walleye, it's good. It's almost fighting like a pike. It's death rolling on me like a pike would, right? I'm thinking pike. If it's a walleye, it's a big one, but it was death rolling like a pike would right there. I don't want it to break me off because I don't have very many Insanity Pepper dinner bells with me. Where are you, buddy? If it's a walleye, it's gonna be big, but I really think it's a pike. Oh, geez, nope. I don't know what it is. Yeah, it's a pike. It's a pike. That's what I thought. It was kind of, it was death rolling on me like a pike would, a gator roll type of thing. So I can't get any pikes on the tip up, but we caught a nice pike here. Just hardly hooked. Okay, we're struggling with pike on the tip up, but we get like a 30, I'd say 36-ish, something like that right here. It's got lots of energy, so I'm gonna get it back quick because it's gonna want to freak out on me. Had it hooked right in the lip. Yeah, I'd say 36 would be a pretty good guess. Nice. Okay. Well, that's a win. Win, 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 win. I was just getting my live minnow here ready to go, and saw Mark come in, and nice little pike fish. Okay, pike tip up is pulled. We are good to go here with 2 rods in the shack. I'm gonna fish for a little bit longer here yet and hopefully get a walleye for supper. And then after I cook supper, I think I'm gonna set my cod up. I'm really not that much in a hurry since I've got all night, and I like having all this extra room right now. Even though there is lots of room with the cot, I thought I might as well just keep it out or not set up right now and keep going like this. Let's talk about another item that makes my winter camping a lot easier. This falls into the whole list of not needed, but, or as an essential, but does make it a lot easier. These are shelves, and I say these because I have one there and one over here, but they are shelves that go on your hub. These are from Arc Lab Motorsports in Winnipeg, Manitoba. There will be a link below for it, just like everything else that I'm talking about as in items I'm using. And yeah, they don't sit completely level, but that's because of the way the tent's designed. I use them for a rod holder. Your phone does go in there without it falling out, but since I'm closer to the holes, I'm not worried about it. Pliers, nice little slot right there for pliers. And yeah, I've got one, like I said, on each side right there. So item 2 is shelves from Arc Lab Motorsports in Winnipeg, Manitoba. By the end of this video, by the end of this series, our goal is to go through like every single item that is in my shelter or I have with me for the next couple days. Oh, come on. No, no, no. You look like a good eater. Come back. Oh, go to my live minnow then, buddy. Go to my live minnow then. Oh, he's getting another chance maybe? Come on. Come on. Come on, supper. Come on, supper. Come on, supper. No. Eat my minnow. Eat the minnow then. Nice. Got him. Got him. Stay buttoned. Because your supper, I think. Oh, yeah. I'd like to get a little bit bigger, but you got something going on with you. You're like... I am catching the weirdest walleyes today. I feel like I should almost take this one out of the genetic pool here. Look at that. There is something going on with this fish. He's like a normal sized walleye, and then look at his little tail. I think we're gonna let him go. Just because, well, I don't know. He'd probably have a good, I don't know. You know what? Let's eat him. That way we can dissect him and we can see what's going on with this, with the whole skeleton, and see what the deal is. That is interesting. My evening walleye bite has not been hot and heavy. I think I've caught 2 walleyes today, and like I said, both of them have something going on with them. We're having bacon wrapped walleyes tonight, And that'll be a great fish. The tail meat, there's usually not much there, and I really want to see what's going on with that fish. I've caught fish like that size before, or sorry, that like had like a deformality in it, and I've never kept them. And I legit want to see like what the deal is with that fish. So we're going to clean him up later and examine him a little bit. So I never brought my laptop with me, so on this trip overnight camping, I can't look at my underwater camera right now and see what I had going on. So I'm not going to find out until I get home and I'm editing. I go through all the cameras and basically see what was going on. So you know what? I'll roll a little interlude of the 2 cameras that were out there for the start with, and then the one that was out there for the rest of the day. So roll it now. So I've cleaned up our fish here, and you can actually see it like in its spine is like where it's like hooked up and around. So that's kind of cool. Did the best I could getting the meat off from there. Looks like I might have had a fish down there for a second, little guy. But yeah, you can see like that black vertical line, how it like cuts back up in there. Kind of cool. Well, the fishing's kind of slowed down a little bit. I had those couple big marks come in, but now it's like pitch black. It's 6:15, I think, something like that. I never had any lunch, so I'm gonna have an earlier supper. Normally I end up, I don't cook, usually cook supper till like 8, 9, 10 o'clock sometimes when I'm fishing on the ice, but since I never had any lunch, I'm going to make supper a bit sooner. We are having a 2-course meal. We are having bacon wrapped walleye. So this is what it looks like now. I've got 10 pieces of fish, and I've got 10 half pieces of bacon, and then I will be having some jasmine rice to go with it. Those are my skewers that I'm going to wrap everything in. So we'll get started. I'm going to coat the fish in catch and cook, and then wrap the bacon, and then skewer them up. So let's get that done. Okay, so I got my little bit of fish in a bag. I'm going to dump in just a little bit of Frank's Red Hot. Not much, just a tiny bit here. Just to kind of give it a little bit of a binder. You could use like an egg wash or something like that too. But I like Frank's. Frank's makes the batter stick really good. Mix that up. And then because it's just a little bit of fish, I won't need very much coating to go with it. I'm using Catch and Cook Crunchy Original. You can get Catch and Cook from the link down below in the description of my video. It's a project by my good buddy Jay and Josh. I enjoy this Catch and Cook very well. My favorite spicy, and then the original and the beer batter are my second favorite. They're kind of tied. They're all 3 good. I recommend getting all 3, trying them out for yourself. But there's a bunch of spices, and they got knives on there, merch, a bunch of stuff. But if you want to support Jay and Josh, and then also support the channel, you can buy it from the link below, or you can buy it at a lot of different retailers, grocery stores, etc. No matter where you buy it, it's good. So Catch and Cook is going in that bag just a little bit right now. I need another table. We're working on the ground. I've mixed these all up, so I'm going to put them all here now. Got 10 pieces coming out. How many of these? I'm going to do 2 per skewer, and I'm going to break them in half. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There, I should only need 3. 2 big long toothpicks will work good as well, but we are going to skewer them and break them in half and cook them in 2s basically. Take our bacon, take our fish, wrap it up, and then skewer it. Boom. And we're gonna do, like I said, we're gonna go do 4 per skewer. Bacon, fish, wrap, skewer. Okay, we have our pieces here all separated, ready to go into the oil. Now we'll get some oil in that pan and get it nice and hot. This little cooker right here, this leads me to one of my next tips and tricks, things to take with you. Goes on a 1 pound propane tank, a single little burner. It packs away nice, easy to take with you. That one, and then I like a propane torch that goes on top of a 1 pounder too. You'd be surprised how often this little 1 pound torch comes in handy, whether it's getting your buddy heater going, starting a fire, anything like that. This is a handy little tool to have with you. Okay, it's kind of a two-part thing here, so I'm gonna get my pot just warming right now as well. Get the oil hot, warming this pot up, because what I'm gonna do is, after the fish is done here, it's gonna go into that pot, and I'm gonna make my rice in this little skillet. This is like basically a ready-made thing. I just need to add some water, like tiny bit, and then flash fry it type of thing, I believe, kind of thing, and it'll be ready. It says like in 2 minutes. Don't know if I'll be able to cook these all at once, so I'll do like 3 sets and then a 2 set. No, I'll start with a 2 and then finish with a 3, because my oil won't be as hot when I start, but it'll get a lot hotter near the end. So we'll cook 2, put them in the pot, and then cook the other 3. Okay, let's check her out. Yep, looks good. No, we're gonna go 3 now. She's pretty hot. Turn it down a little bit. I don't have enough oil in there to coat it, so we're gonna do like 2 minutes per side here. Maybe not even, maybe like a minute per side. Fish doesn't take long in oil to cook, I'll tell you that much. So many times in winter camping videos when I'm cooking, a fish comes by and I catch a pretty good one while I'm cooking, so let's hope it happens again today. Okay, first batch is going out. Having a hot pot is nice here. I didn't want to put it in a cold pot, because then it'll cool off my supper really quick. But this will have just a little bit of heat, just to keep things nice and warm there. Second batch going in. Okay, the oil will be hot enough. We'll shut it off, finish the cooking. And then as soon as they're finished here, which actually, oh, they look good, into this pot, go dump our oil out, cook up our rice. Oh boy, big fish, big fish, big fish, big fish, big, giant fish, giant walleye, get up to that minnow, buddy, get up to that minnow. I shouldn't make too much noise here. The minnow is so scared. Eat it, buddy. Big fish. Big fish. I'm gonna drop my spoon down here too. What is that? That is a big walleye. You can see the fins and everything. Come on, buddy. Raise. That is a tank walleye. That is a tank walleye. I'm trying to be so quiet. Eat that. Eat that minnow. Eat that minnow. Eat it. Eat it. Come on, buddy. Come on, he's nudging right up to it. Eat it. Oh, he just ate it. He just ate it. Oh boy. Big fish. Big fish. Big fish. Oh boy. As I'm cooking again, right? Oh boy. Oh boy, easy. I got a nice dead stick here. It's possible it's a pike. It really is. Like, I'm sure. Oh, this camera is so foggy. Okay, we're gonna have to land it and get this camera unfogged. It's possible it's a pike, but I'm sure I saw like big dorsal fins on it. Oh, come on. This could make everything right here. Oh, I'm so nervous. As I'm cooking again, this is the best. This is the best. I'm gonna turn my heater down so I don't burn that food. Man, if this is a walleye, which I'm sure it is, it looked like a walleye, it's going to be a giant. I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. I should pull that mega live out too, maybe. No, we'll just go with it. Oh, I don't like that. Wow. Wow. Oh, I got a loose drag just because there's no reason to go too tight. I just got one single treble on there. We'll just take our time. I've got a good rod. I love fighting them with this drench. Oh, come on. That thing is definitely big. Big, big, big. Okay, come on. It's our turn. I don't even want to mess around trying to wipe my camera off. Come on. It's stuck on the bottom of the hole here somewhere. Come on. Where are you stuck? You're still there, right? You're still there, right? It's stuck on the bottom of the hole. I can still feel head shakes when I'm stuck on the bottom of the hole. Are you kidding me? Oh boy. Oh! Ah! I just lost my other rod. So now I really want to land this fish. It was hooked on my other rod. It wasn't hooked on the bottom of the hole. I wasn't paying attention. That's okay. If we get the rod back, great. If we don't, we'll fish for it with big hooks and we'll drop the camera down tomorrow and we'll try to get it back. But the rod could very well be attached to this fish yet too, right? What a gong show. Oh, what a gong show. Here it comes. It is a big pike. It is a big pike. It's a big sleuth shark. Oh, are you kidding me? Now I feel like I'm really going to lose it yet here. Not as excited anymore. But now I really want to land it because I really want my rod back. Oh boy. Oh, it's a big sleuth shark. Man, I've never really caught many pike like late at night type of thing. It's always earlier. Come here, buddy. You can't even get him up the hole. Oh, it's a sleuth shark. Okay. Now the question is, do you have my other rod? Yes. Okay. So let's get this unhooked. And my word, it was just hooked right in the corner of the mouth, thankfully. Oh man. Okay, I don't want to drop that at all, right? I cannot afford to drop that other. Okay, there's my dinner bell. Oh, and it's only like a 39-inch pike. All of that for that. Okay, camera wipe here. I had something in my pocket still at least. Okay, I think the camera's good. 39-inch. Oh, it wants to freak on me. It's still healthy. Wants to go. 39-inch sleuth shark. Almost took my other, well, it did take my other rod in. But now we just got to get it back. Okay, I can't even get him straight for the, so we're going to let him go. Oh, part of me feels like getting this started here because watch him like swim down. We're going to have to just chance it. Okay. Hopefully he doesn't wrap around my rod, right? Okay, here we go. Now we're fishing for a rod. Fishing for a rod. Oh, what a gong show. We got her back. We got her back. Oh. Oh. Gong show is what that was. While I'm trying to cook. I never even dumped the oil over. That's a miracle in itself. And like when that rod went, it went. Like it was like gone instant as soon as he turned. I'm glad I didn't break him off because I would have lost everything, right? That he would have been wrapped around that other rod. It would have been gone. Man. Let's fire this up and get our rice cooking now. I've only got one line down there right now because we need a little bit less of a gong show if that happens again. That was insane. Okay, before I start my rice, I got a little bit of a sweet chili sauce here. Memories of Thailand, President's Choice, one of my favorites. I'm gonna put it in this with this fish and bacon, and then I'm gonna put this back on the buddy heater. and let that kind of simmer a little bit here. I'm going to turn that back up to medium again. Let that simmer a bit. This is hot enough. So I need to get my rice going here. Maybe we'll turn it down just a bit. Yeah. Okay, get our rice going in here. Said it wants to use like 2 tablespoons of water, so that's good. And then stir it up. And it says just take like 2 minutes and it'll be good to go. Looks like it needs a little more water yet. Okay, give this a stir here too. More a shake, I guess, than anything. There we go. We got ourselves rice with our sweet chili walleye wrapped bacon. I have a feeling it's going to be pretty good. Okay, let's grab a small one here so I don't stuff my face. Walleye wrapped bacon, toss in a little sweet chili sauce with some rice. Yeah, that's what I call winning. Really good. Yeah. Here, open up. Psych. So next on my list for items that you should have or must-haves or tips, this one falls into the must-have category, and that is a garbage bag so you can pack everything out that you pack in. So the next item on the list, this falls into this must-have category, and that's some way to sleep. I have a cot right here from Cabela's. I think it's like Cabela's extra large. I think it is. It takes up like not quite half of the tent type of thing. You could easily get 2 in here if you needed to. Wouldn't be a problem at all. You can get what's called like a disco bed where you can stack 2 of them up type of thing, like a bunk bed. Yes, bunk beds, and you have more room for activities. And yeah, there's obviously lots of different options out there. I recommend trying it at home before you take it on the ice. Make sure it's going to suit you. Don't surprise yourself when you get out there and not sure how to put it together, etc., etc. And then on top of that cot, you're going to need, and I'll use a head camera for this one, but you're going to need a mat or some kind of like sleeping foam, sleeping mat, pad, sleeping pad they're called. I got this big foamy that'll stretch out here, and then it'll all kind of like fall into place here once it all kind of like, it's like a memory foam type of thing that I've cut to fit the cot. And this right here just takes away that chill from the bottom of the cot. It will stretch out a little bit here once it starts to warm up, but it'll stretch a bit. And yeah, some kind of sleeping cot. If you stay multiple days, at the end of the night or in the morning, air it out a little bit because you can get some moisture down in there in that little area right there. So yeah, a little sleeping pad. Memory foam, obviously the more room you have, the bigger a foamy you can take. I like comfort. And I like to put on a little fitted sheet here just for some added extra comfort. I know, we're very bougie. We're very bougie. And then a pillow right there. And then a good sleeping bag. And this one's Outdoors and Alps. This is like a minus, I don't know, minus 70 bag or something, or minus 80. It's a good one for sure. I can't remember what I paid for it. A couple $100. But it's a little bit bigger because I like comfort. I don't like the mummy style bags. And yeah, nothing to it right there. And now that I have this set up, I basically have like another room or another area to put stuff. Yeah, there we go. And the next one on the list, shoes. I know, sounds silly, but shoes, slippers, something that you can be comfortable in for the night. Is really nice to get out of your wet boots type of thing, even though they're not really wet. But yeah, and then different pants I'll put on too. I'll probably even throw a different hoodie on. I'll just get nice and comfortable. I told myself when I'm fishing outside during the day, like with running pike tip-ups, I'm gonna be like full bore, ready to go type of thing with good a good striker suit, be warm so I can go outside and deal with the fish for a bit, etc. And then it feels more like you're fishing too when you're sitting in the shack all day, when you're like dressed up in fishing clothes and you are like in comfy sweats or something like that. But right now, the name of the game is comfort. Oh, another Clayton Schick hot tip, some kind of hot drink, whether it's the old cowboy coffee, hot chocolate, tea. I'm making apple cider. I've got some water on a pot right now, heating up. It won't take much when you only use like a cup of water. And I've got my Baker's Narrows mug here with some apple cider in there. So yeah, I think a hot drink is a nice thing to have on the ice, whether it's in the morning, at night, during the day, whatever. This is one of those this is like, what am I trying to say here? It's not a necessity, it's not a must-have, but it's a nice little added thing to have when you're out on the ice enjoying yourself. Look at how bright it is outside. Full moon. Like, this is crazy. It's so bright. It even looks brighter in this camera than it does out here, but it's a little bit chilly because it's cleared off, but it's full moon, nice and bright. Real cool. What a life.